Okay, so in this tutorial we're going to cover a pretty cool inbuilt method in JavaScript, and that is the filter method. So how the filter method works essentially is maybe there's some condition you're testing out for, whether a grade, for example, is greater than 50, whether a number is even or odd. What you can do is use the filter method to iterate over the elements in an array, check the values for something, and this returns true or false based on the condition that you're testing for. Anything which passes the test is then pushed into the new array. So essentially what it does is it iterates over an array of values, and it will return, as I say, true or false based on that condition. And anything which basically meets the criteria is pushed into the new array. So it's probably best if we code this out just so you can see it conceptually, like in practice, rather than just talking about it conceptually. So what we're going to do is we're going to create an array called grades. And what we're going to do is basically we're going to pretend the economy is booming, we're at full employment, and we're going to hire um, any person with a grade of 50% or more. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. So we go into this college, and they give us a list of grades. So the first person got 45. We have a 55, a 70, an 80, a 91, 44. We'd have a 42, 100. Well, that was good. And we're going to have a 55. Okay, another 55. So what we want to do essentially is iterate over each element in the array using the filter method. This will return true or false and basically push whatever has passed our criteria into the new array. So what we're going to do is we're going to say we're going to call them hired grades. So these are going to be the grades of whoever passed, okay? And what we're going to do is assign that the value of grades are array up here dot filter, okay? Now with the filter method, we need to pass in a function as an argument. It's going to be a callback function, and this function is going to run for every element in the original array. And what we want to do is just get a reference to each element in the original array, each item, and I'm going to call them grade. Okay, so the first time filter runs, it's going to check to see, 45 has it met our condition, 55, 70, etc. So what's our condition going to be? Well, what we're going to do is we're going to return, okay, whatever grade we're iterating over, we're going to return that and store it into the hired grades array if the grade we're iterating over, the elements in this array here, is greater than or equal to 50. So the filter method is going to do that for us, okay? So basically, the first time the filter method starts iterating over, it's going to check, it's going to say, okay, is 45 greater than or equal to 50? Well, that's going to be false, so we're not going to push into the new array. So 45, is that greater than or equal to 50? That's false. So 45 is not pushed into our new array called hired grades. 55, then we're going to do the check. Is 55, that element in this array, greater than or equal to 50? Well, that actually evaluates to true. So then what we do is we push 55 into the new array. 70, is 70 greater than or equal to 50? Yes, it is. So we should end up doing this for each element of the array. So 70 is greater than 50, that returns true. Therefore 70 is pushed into the new array. 80, is 80 greater than or equal to 50? That is true. So 80 is now pushed into the new array. 91, is 91 greater than or equal to 50? Yes, it is. So that returns true as well. So we've got true, 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 and true. Okay, so now 91 is pushed in. So we got a false, true, 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 true. Then we check to see, is 44 greater than or equal to 50? That actually returns false. So 44 is not pushed into the new array. 42, again, 42 is not greater than or equal to 50. It's less than 50, so that evaluates to false. 42 is therefore not pushed into the new array. We then check to see for 155. They are both going to meet our condition. 100 is greater than or equal to 50. That evaluates to true. So therefore, 100 is pushed in. And lastly, 55, is 55 greater than or equal to 50? Yes, it is. So that returns true, and therefore that element in this array, 55, is pushed into the new array. Okay, So what we should see here is candidates who got scores of 45, 44, and 42 are not hired, unfortunately. But these 4 candidates here and those 2 candidates there. So it looks like 6 candidates are going to get hired, okay? So just to prove that to you, if we just console.log out the grades, so we'll say all grades, that's just a string, and just log out the console the grades, so the original array. We see here we get all of our grades, but now we've used the filter method to filter over the grades and return to us only those grades that meet a certain condition. So now, this feels like an episode of Squid Game, doesn't it? Like who's been eliminated? So we have the hired grades, so the people who got the jobs. And now let's iterate over our array that we called hired grades, so the people who got the jobs. So if I now save and refresh, we see here that we hired 6 people out of the class of 9, 55, 70, 80, 91, 155. Every grade that was basically greater than or equal to 50. Okay, so that's awesome. Maybe the following year, actually, we get a bit stricter and we decide to increase that to be 60. Well, this person and that person are not going to be hired because now 55 is not greater than or equal to 60. So that evaluate to false. So they're actually now not hired. And similarly, the last candidate there, 55 is not greater than or equal to 60. That's false. So therefore, they're not hired. So if we save and refresh, we've now changed the criteria. And now we see here we only hire 4 candidates. Okay, that's awesome. So that is the filter method in JavaScript, an inbuilt method in JavaScript. And basically what it does is it iterates over the elements or the values in an array, and it performs some sort of check for you, whatever check you want. And based on your condition that you're evaluating for, it will essentially return true or false. Whatever evaluates to true will be pushed into our new array, and whatever evaluates to false will not be pushed into our new array. Also, the filter method is a non-destructive method. It doesn't alter the original array at all. What it does simply is it just checks to see if your condition has been met. Is it true or false? If it's true, push it into the new array, the element we're iterating over, and if it's false, don't push it into the new array. Okay, that's awesome. That's the filter method in JavaScript. I'll see you in the next tutorial.